What are some red flags to look out for in a relationship? What a great topic.
Don't date people, it's not worth it.
I think we're done here. Thank you.
Red flags to look out for in a relationship.
CoupleDrinksRandy. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. You know what that means, right?
CoupleDrinksRandy.
How you doing, you sexy man? Are you feeling very randy?
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Thank you for the balls to the face. I really do appreciate that. Hope you're having a great day and everything's going well for you. And if not, hopefully I can make it just a little bit better.
Basic conversational skills.
What are some red flags to look out for in a relationship?
Toxicity.
What are some red flags to look for in a relationship? There is some that I can think of. Ignorance, yeah, that is one. That is one. There is one thing that I would say is a very, very massive thing. It's definitely where they value, where you get value. Because I've been in a position where someone's like, you know, they've spoken to other people and whatnot, even though I've messaged them, and they just carry on talking to someone else and they just don't bother talking to me, you know? And then it's not all right if it happens the other way around. So it's like a bit of narcissism in a way. No respect, mate, exactly.
One of the first red flags I would say is that if they aren't very nice to you at the beginning or give you like a lot of respect or anything like that. I don't know, actually, don't ask me. Somebody else answer that because I'm not very good at looking at red flags all the time.
Also, there's a kind of like a red / I suppose beige flag, because it depends obviously, because not every situation is like this, but if someone says that every single one of their exes was bad, you've got to be wary on that. I'm telling you this. Wary on that shit. Because if they say every one of their exes is bad, they're most likely lying.
Don't leave your onion rings out on the desk if they're spiteful. Yeah, but if they're too nice, that can also be a little bit of a thing. There has to be a very good balance between two of them.
You know, and things like if you're going to talk shit on someone all the time, for like if you've been with every single person you've been with is a bad person, it's a bit like, really? Because like not everyone can be an asshole, you know? Like that's just not, it just doesn't work like that. See, sometimes you have to kind of step away from the situation to kind of realize, don't you?
You also have to see that they have their individuality and that they don't have any codependency traits, which a lot of people do. If
a girl doesn't like you, or a man or whatever, whoever you're going out with, right? If they don't like you hanging with your friends or seeing your friends or doing something you like, that doesn't have to involve them. If they're not happy with that, bro, they need to fucking sit down. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to have your own things.
The relationship with their mother is something to definitely look at. How they treat pets, yeah.
Like if me and Ellie sat with each other 24/7, like next to each other, like completely talking to her all the time, it would do our tits in. We'd probably be both bald, like ripping each other's hair out. The advice is art. Yes, it is very art. It's art. It's like if I got a canvas and started swishing my paint stick in it, and it spells out, "Don't be an asswipe."
Yo, what's up, Randy? One of the first red flags for me is basic conversational skills, because like usually that's the first thing you notice when you're talking to a person. Do they interrupt you? Do they try to ask questions back, or do they only talk about themselves? Are they polite to the people around them in conversation? Are they rude as fuck to the other people in the bar and the restaurant? Because when you start dating somebody, like they're putting on their, or they should be anyway, putting on their like best impression for you. If it's above your standards, you're probably okay. But if it's like just bare minimum, it's gonna be a lot worse later. You know what I mean?
If they're rude to a waiter, won't go out. If they're rude to a waiter, watch that. Watch how they treat people who they don't have to treat well. You know what I'm saying? That's a big red flag for real. I pay a lot of attention to stuff like that. Like when you see people who are just like, hey, give me this, or give me this. It's so weird.
Do you like to get drunk? I hate it when guys ask that question. Do you like to get drunk? Because that's like pretty much saying like, yeah, I'm gonna get you wasted and like try to take advantage of you, basically. That's a big red flag for me.
How they treat service people says a lot about someone's character.
Or if they drink every day, or they drink like when they're alone. Yeah, alcoholism. They don't ask you like anything about your hobbies or your life or anything. They just want to know if you're down to get drunk. I went on a date with this dude and like he was like, oh, hold on, I really need some water. So he just went and got up and poured some water for himself and then came back and sat down and then just like continued talking. And I was like, so I don't get thirsty? You know what I mean?
What are some red flags to look out for in a relationship?
Red flag 1, if they start asking me about it on social media, you would have no idea who they are.
For me, right, the person only wants to know, like, date you for, like, how you look, and not to get to know you for you. And, like, once they know all of you, and they're like, oh, I don't want to know any more of you, that's the red flag.
Also, don't use Tinder or Bumble or any other ones. People on those apps are freaking crazy.
I think red flags are quite a personal thing, like everyone's different. But I guess people who don't seem to actually have an interest in you, like if you're waiting days for a response onto a message, or if they never ask you anything about yourself. I don't know, it's very like person specific, I guess.
They should always want to know everything about you. Even your pooping habits. If you're not at the stage where you can tell it's their pooping time, then you're not in a good state.
Like some people like care about someone texting them every single day, other people don't. Some people care about seeing that person every single day, other people don't. Like one thing I will say is if a person doesn't respect you, like and you're communicating your needs and your boundaries and they are not respecting you and your boundaries, that will always be a red flag to me.
Them liking Papa John's is a red flag. They come up to you and say Papa John's is a good pizza brand, that's the red flag.
The best way to do it is just focus on yourself, and if you find someone while doing things you like, then that's a good thing.
People that are open-minded, you know. People that aren't willing to understand both sides of the story and try to understand your perspective on things, you know? You know?
I'm oblivious most of the time when it comes to real life and that sort of stuff. I have games to 100 completion I need to get to. I have NPCs to bother. I have that stuff to do first. I need to be a menace to too many NPCs before I decide to actually go out into the social realm of life. People scare me.